Hello again, and welcome to your practice. Today we'll be doing a Hatha Yoga class in the style of a flow to really get the circulation moving in the body, to elevate also your heart rate. And we'll be working in particular with breath awareness. So let's start in a comfortable seated position. And that can really be any seat where your spine is long and extended, and you don't feel any pressure or pain in your hips, in your knees. So it's often helpful to sit up on something, like a block or a cushion, even a folded up blanket, or if you have a bolster at home, you might like that seat. If you sit with crossed legs, you want to sit so that your hips are just above the height of your knees. So your knees are closer to the ground than your hips, and that will add stability to your pose. So this is our first asana today, and that is the root word of asana. Asana means a stable, comfortable seat. So really, please find your seat. Take the time to sit in a way that feels good in your body. Once you've found your seat and settled in, feel free to close your eyes and begin to turn your awareness more inwards. Noticing how you feel in your physical body by beginning with a body scan from the top of your head, moving past your forehead and eyebrows, and just noticing what you notice and allowing yourself to feel what you feel as you continue scanning in a easy flow of attention. So you're moving past your head, past your lips, your chin, and into the neck. And again, in your own time, you'll move through the whole body from the top all the way through the bottom. Of course, it may be interesting to pause in a particular place where you feel a lot of tension, or maybe you feel something like tightness or stiffness. Or it might be any kind of strong sensation that you notice. Take your time and feel that. And also notice what happens as you rest your attention there. Notice what happens over the next few breaths. Always breathing in through the nose whenever possible. And if it feels easy and free, breathing out through the nose or the mouth. The body likes to make sounds as a way to relieve tension, and it often feels good to release tension by breathing out with a sigh. This will also be a good way to let go of excess heat in the body, which is something we're going to try to build up a little bit today. So once you've gotten through the whole body, past your hips and into the legs, all the way to the bottom of your feet and the tips of your toes, once you're ready, bring your attention back to your breathing, to your natural breath, and just notice, where do you feel your breath in the body today? Where is the breath especially present? This could be in the belly, noticing the expansion, the rise, and also the contraction and fall of every exhale. Or maybe you feel your breath more in the upper chest, just above your heart. Perhaps a flatter or shorter breath is with you right now. Or maybe the breath is particularly flowing through the throat. Wherever you can notice your breathing, just pause. Rest your attention there in the natural rise and fall of your breath. At the end of your next exhale, you might want to squeeze the belly in to get that last air out. And then we're going to start to lengthen the inhales and lengthen the exhales so that the length and strength of every breath in starts to balance and match the length and strength of these bigger breaths out. So keep going like this until you naturally and spontaneously arrive at a very full breathing rhythm. Perhaps a gentle pause at the top. And as you exhale, smoothly, softly, take the time to fully release the breath all the way out. I'm going to take 5 more of these long and full inhales, a gentle pause, and 5 times easing the breath all the way out, a full release. At the end of your next exhale, you can release this practice and return to your natural breathing. Just take a moment again to notice and feel your natural breath. We're going to play with the breath and do one more breathing exercise before we move on. And this exercise is called Kapalabhati. It's a very activating, powerful breath. And the emphasis is here in your center, in your core. And you're going to use the exhales to expel all the air out, even as you pull your center in. So you pull the navel in as you empty the lungs. And your inhale will be passive. You don't have to do anything at all. So let me show you first what it would look like and even sound like if you did it through your mouth. But we always breathe in through the nose. So you breathe in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. You could even imagine there's a candle about a meter in front of you, and you're trying to blow out that candle with your exhales. So if that helps you to visualize that and breathe out the mouth, and go ahead and do that. And we're going to do a couple rounds. So sit up tall, breathe in naturally, and exhale completely. And then breathe in a comfortable amount to begin. Keep going. And you can really go at any rhythm, any speed that feels right for you, but really place the emphasis on the exhales and see if you can find a easy, balanced rhythm. Last 3 breaths here. And at the end of your exhale, hold your breath empty, hold the belly in. You could also drop the chin to the chest. Hold for as long as feels good for you. And then on an inhale, release any holding, sitting up tall, lifting your chin. And take a couple natural breaths again. So then we're trying to sit as stably and comfortably as we can while we do this breathing exercise, this pranayama. And see if you can avoid any excess doing or trying too hard. That might actually be counterproductive here. You want to sit as relaxed as you can. That may also mean changing your seat or adding a different amount of support if you need that. So we're going to do the second round here, and you could breathe out the mouth if that really helps you feel and emphasize the exhale. We always breathe in through the nose, filtering the breath, purifying it. And if it feels good for you, you can breathe also out through the nose this time, as I'm going to be doing it with you. And again, please listen to your body and follow the rhythm that feels best for you. It might be slower, might be even faster than what I'm showing here today. So we'll breathe in a deep breath and exhale completely. Breathe in a comfortable amount to begin. At the end of your next exhale, breathe out completely. And again, you can hold the belly in and maybe even pull the navel up towards the heart as you drop the chin towards the chest, relaxing your shoulders, closing your eyes. And this holding you only want to do as long as feels good in your body. Before it becomes difficult, before you start stressing yourself, release any holding and breathe naturally. We'll just take one more moment here in your comfortable seat to notice and feel. As you're ready, we'll take the arms overhead on an inhale, reaching up, and exhale, hands to the center of the heart, connecting with your heart. Interlace your fingers and reach your arms, reach the inside of your hands out as you keep the shoulders relaxed down and lift up, look up. And then exhale, release the hands and let them ride on the wings of your breath. Inhale, lift the arms, looking up, relaxing shoulders and face. Exhale, hands to the center of your heart. We'll even interlace the fingers again and round the back this time, dropping the chin towards the chest. And on an inhale, belly in as you lift your heart, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, release the hands, and come back down, grounding. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift, and look up. Exhale, come back to center. Interlace your fingers around the back as you drop the chin. And inhale, bringing that heart forward and up as you reach up and keep those shoulders relaxing down. Exhale, release the arms back by your side And go ahead and take your middle finger, your first finger, so the pointer finger and the middle together on the ground as you tuck the other fingers into the hand. Bu mudra. This mudra is especially good for connecting to the earth, providing a sense of stability and strength. Inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale one more time, hands to the center of the heart. Perhaps closing your eyes again. And if you like, setting an intention for your practice. What is it that you would like to offer? How would you like to show up today? When you're ready, go ahead and remove any props you might be sitting on, crossing your legs and coming up onto hands and knees. Start really gently here. We're going to be moving more and more. So start with cat and cow with the wrists of your hands underneath your shoulders as you arch the back on an inhale and exhale, round the back. Pull that belly up and in. Inhale, let the belly be soft as you lift your tailbone back, shoulders in the back. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest as you pull that tailbone down between your knees. You can keep the toes in the mat here, stretching the bottom of the feet in cow pose. And sometimes on cat pose, I like to tuck the tops of the feet, point the toes, and push the tops of the feet down so that I can lift up just a bit more. Do that 2 more times in your rhythm. Perhaps, again, closing the eyes, if that helps you turn that awareness inwards. It gives you a different perspective on everything that's going on inside of you, right here, right now. Coming into a neutral position, shoulders over the wrists, hips above your knees, and go ahead and tuck your toes. And on an inhale, lift your hips up for downward facing dog. This is the first downward dog. It might feel really nice to pedal your feet, bending one knee and stretching the other heel back and down. Coming up on the toes, on the balls of your feet can help you set up for that. And then stretch that other leg nice and deep as you keep it easy through the knees. So we keep a gentle bend in our knees. Anytime we want to take it a little bit easier in the back, and especially in downward dog, this is a restful pose that can feel really good for your back. As you lengthen your whole spine, go ahead and bend both knees a little bit more. And go ahead and extend your hips, your sitting bones up and back as you reach your heels back and down. And look at your hands. Make sure your hands are nice and big, maybe even symmetrical, with your middle finger in the middle, all the other fingers spread out wide. Your shoulders connecting into your upper back support as we keep the knees easy and the breath flowing, full and deep. And bend the knees again, and you can just walk or hop or step forward into a forward bend. Bend your knees in this first forward bend generously until you can get your hands on the floor, no problem. You might even grab your elbows here and let your head and neck be heavy, your face soft, the breath relaxed. But your base, your legs, really active here. So go ahead and spread the toes. Keep the knees in line with the center of your foot. So right above the heel, right in that middle line behind the second toe, and release your hands. And then go ahead and grab your elbows the opposite way. So now the other arm will be in front. As you open your mouth, and make a couple circles with your chin leading the way. So rotating through the lower mandible here, the lower jaw.
Try to circle in the other direction. And then release your hands and come up by unrolling your back one piece at a time. Give yourself time so your head, your neck, your shoulders are the last thing to lift up as you stand tall in your mountain pose. Again, easy knees, but strong legs. The strength in the legs helping lift your upper body as you turn the arms forward and return your attention to your breath. I'm going to do a couple sun salutations with different variations today. Feel free to stay with that first classic variation or whichever works best for you. And you can also stay with your natural breathing here if you like, or if you prefer, you can start to take Ujjayi breath. And this is a really engaging and warming breath. It kind of sounds like, to me, it sounds like the ocean in a seashell. And you get this effect the same way you would if you were fogging a mirror with your breath or cleaning your glasses. So with your mouth open and your hand in front of your mouth, you would feel that warmth, feel that moisture of the breath with a gentle constriction in the back of the throat. But again, when possible, when it feels good, we breathe through the nose. So see if you can get that same feeling, that same sound, breathing through the nose. So feel free to stay with Ujjayi breath for the rest of the practice, and keeping your inhales as long as your exhales. In any case, breathing deep. On an inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, bend forward from your hips. Inhale, come halfway up, reach your back long, and exhale, step the right foot back for a high lunge. We'll pause on the fingertips for a breath. On an exhale, bring that front leg back for plank or plank on your knees. And for the first chaturanga, go ahead and come down to your knees. On your next exhale, lower the whole body down. One line, integrated strength. Release. Point your toes. And on an inhale, push the feet into the ground as you pull the belly in and lift the upper body up. Exhale, release. Chin to the chest. As you come up, you can come through hands and knees or just lift the hips, downward dog. Also take a breath here in this first couple of rounds or anytime you need it. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward all the way between your hands. You can help it with your hands if it doesn't reach, so that the knee again follows the toes. It's right above the heel. Exhale, step forward, forward bend. Inhale, come halfway up. So we pull the belly in to help support the lengthening of the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Easy forward bend. And on this inhale, we can do that same rolling action or drop the hips and lift the back on the support of your legs. Exhale, back to mountain. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, folding from the hips, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, the belly in, the shoulders back. Exhale, the left leg leads this round. Pause in that high lunge. Exhale, coming into plank. If your wrists bother you, then don't bother your wrists. Just come down onto your forearms for the forearm version. Inhale to lengthen, and on an exhale, we lower down, perhaps the knees first, then the chest, then the chin. Especially as I'm warming up the body, I like to do that first to really feel that stability in the shoulders, the way it connects to the upper back support. Cobra. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Pausing for a breath, feeling that stability and ease. Inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. And exhale, bend the knee into the body as you step it forward landing nice and easy. On your next exhale, step the back leg forward, forward bend, halfway up on an inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, easy, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, you can rise up with that rolling action or a long spine, and exhale, arms by your side, grounding, turning your attention back in. So feel free to stay with that first variation or add a couple with me as we inhale, reach up, and exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up halfway, and exhaling, right leg first again, with the option to come up into a crescent lunge, bringing the upper body, or just staying where you are. As we inhale, you can lengthen both legs, and exhale, bending into that front leg as you lower the back knee. Do that one more time. Exhale. Sinking in with gravity. And bringing your hands on either side of the front foot as you step the front foot back for a one-legged plank. Or stay with the classic. Inhale, lengthen the body. Pull the belly in, but keep those shoulders in the back. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Keep the elbows by your sides. Point the toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg leading this round. Exhale, step it forward. Coming onto your fingertips, let's see if we can lengthen the back using the strength of the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, a little more, release. Inhale, rise up. One breath. Exhale, settle down. At least a breath. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, soften. Let go of what you don't need. We'll inhale, coming up halfway again. Tail back, the crown forward. Exhale, the left leg leading. And again, you could just stay here for the next 3 breaths, or feel free to come up into that crescent lunge. You might notice a difference already in the stability in your balance in this pose. I like to do just this couple of extensions with both legs. Really trying to feel how my hips connect to that strength of the legs and translate it into lift of the upper body, at the arms, and then just settle in for a breath, getting a nice stretch on the front side of that back leg as you bring your hands by the front foot and come back with the option of that one-legged plank, shoulders over the wrists, neck long on all sides. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Release. Point the toes. Pull the belly in as you bring your heart forward and up. And pause. We'll stay here for a breath. Perhaps doing this even without the support of your hands. That'll really make sure this is coming from your center and not from the ego, not through any force. Exhale, release. Hands under your shoulders and come back. Downward dog. Inhale, the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Come onto the fingertips again. Belly in and get that full extension. Exhale, get that full release. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, see if you can release a little easier. Rise up. And settle down. Feel free to stay again where we were, or inhale, reaching up, and this time exhale, bending the knees, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. We'll stay here for a couple breaths, or you could stay in a forward bend, or do that halfway up version of the forward bend and just breathe and feel. Inhale, extend your crown forward, or up rather, as you pull the tail down. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, that right leg back. Again, finding an option that works for you. Perhaps that's coming up already into that crescent lunge. Lower down, make sure the knee is right over the heel in the center line of the foot, and bring your arms by that front foot. Option for one-legged plank, an option to add rapid inhales and exhales for even a little bit more warmth. Called Bhastrika breath, the billows breath here. And then exhale, lower down. Don't be afraid to use the knees, if that is a better support for the shoulders and their integrity. Inhale, coming up into cobra, or maybe upward dog if the body's feeling it, by bringing your arms a little closer to your hips and bringing your upper body forward and up. Exhale, bring the hips back and up for downward dog. This time you can stay with that lunge sequence or add a warrior here by lifting that right leg up, reach back through both of your heels. Exhale, the knee into the chest as you land it between your hands and lower the back foot all the way down. So that back heel wants to be on the ground, the little toe side of the foot reaching back and down. Both of your hips reaching forward, shoulders parallel. And I like to bring the arms first parallel to the ground and then up to avoid any squishing of the neck, any scrunching of your shoulders. It might also help to bend the elbows. Bring the hands behind the back of the head where the head meets the neck. Connect into that upper back support as you pull the belly in. Reach your tail down. And from there, with that optimal axial extension, maybe reach out through your fingertips again. And then lengthen both legs. And you might want to step the back foot in about halfway for pyramid pose. Classically, the feet in one line here. But if it's better for your hips and your stability, open that back foot out a little bit. As you exhale, fold over the front leg. Now you want to extend your spine as long as you can here, but you can bend the knees a micro amount or any amount that helps you get that extension. On an exhale, fold forward, step forward, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release a little more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, settle down. Inhale, coming up, long back. And exhale, option to take Utkatasana, chair pose again. Knees stay in the direction of your toes as you lower the tail, pull the belly in, maybe even bringing your arms by the sides of your head. Your breath still moving and deep. One more breath here. And exhale, fold forward. A little easier. Inhale, the left leg leading on this side. And stay there or come up. Exhale. Let go, whatever you don't need. Hands by the front foot. Coming into the one-footed, one-legged plank with the option for Bhastrika breath. Inhale, reach long through the whole spine. Exhale, lower down, one line of strength. Inhale, cobra, or upward dog if the back wants that. Keep your shoulders, either way, far from your ears. Exhale from your core, lifting your hips up and back. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg up, reach through both heels, and then exhale, bend the knee into the body, and set the back foot down for warrior one. I like to start by rotating my arms back. Some interesting feedback in the shoulders. And then making sure the shoulders are in the upper back. I bend the elbows. The face is soft. Interlace your fingers the other way. See how that feels. So the other thumb is on top. And then from here, pulling the belly in, pulling the lowest rib down as you pull your pubic bone up. Reach the arms, spreading your fingers. Breathing free and deep. Exhale, hands by your center. And then we're going to lengthen both legs as you step that back leg in about halfway. This side might be very different, so you might want that back foot more open or right in line with the heel of the front foot. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold over the front leg. Feel free to use a block here. You can also rest your hand just above or just below the knee. Try not to push on that standing leg, but really pull strength up through both of your legs, through the hips, and from your core, lengthen your back as you see if you can soften a little bit more into this standing pyramid. Forward bend. And to come out, we bend the front knee, stepping forward, and exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming up with one breath. Exhale, settling down for at least a breath. I'm going to put that all together, moving about one movement, one breath. So as you exhale, see if you're holding on to anything you don't need. As you inhale, activate, concentrate. Exhale, soften, and release. Inhale, lengthening the body, pulling from your center out in all directions. And as you exhale, see if you can connect again with that stability, that ease. Using your exhales again to let go a little more. Use your inhales to open and explore inward. Use that exhale to return back to you. Inhale, the right side leading. And exhale, finding a little bit more ease. Inhale, perhaps coming up with me for that warrior one. And then exhale, setting up with a little bit more humbleness and whatever forward bend suits you. Inhale, you can build that lengthening and that halfway lift in. And exhale, softening. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn in. Second side, last time, inhale. And exhale. In. And out. Noticing your breathing here, essential. Anytime your mind wanders, that's okay, it happens. Just notice where your mind has wandered to. See if you can bring your attention back to what you're feeling right here, right now. And notice how all of these poses, all of this movement, all of this attention is just here so that we can remember to connect with ourselves. Connecting with your own inner life force. And noticing how we create this space inside of us for the energy of life, your prana, to move through you. The movements will help that prana flow. Inhaling Coming forward again, halfway up. And exhale, softening all the way down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, settle down. Lovely. So hopefully you're feeling something and you're still able to notice your breathing. Staying with Ujjayi breath, if that's feeling very empowering. Or at any time, returning to your natural, easy breath. So once we've got this warmth, we're going to try to do something with it. We're going to do a nice hip opener called tree pose. You're going to start by standing on your favored leg, sometimes called your chocolate side leg. If you are like me, you favor chocolate. And then you bring your other leg to the inside of the calf, just below the knee. Or if your balance is very wobbly, keep a toe on the ground and rest the foot there. Or bring the foot over the knee. So it's not resting on the knee. We never push on the knee. But that lifted leg now pushes against the inside of your standing leg. You can bring your hands to your hips for stability or out wide. Or we can take eagle arms where we cross the wrists, connect the inside of the hand to the inside of the hand. And on an inhale, bring both arms up for a little shoulder opener. Exhale, taking thumb and first finger together for Jnana Mudra, the fountain of youth. Let's do that again. Cross the wrists, palms touch. You're looking at something that's not moving to help steady your balance, soften your face. Thumb and first finger connecting, reminding you to connect inwards. Now we're going to bring that lifted leg in and up. Whoa, wobbling is good here. Hug the leg. Lengthen your back. And then we're going to, from this lifted leg, strong base, we're going to activate that lifted foot, flexing the foot and reaching back for airplane version of Warrior 3. Pull the belly in, reach out in all directions. And then exhale, fold over your standing leg. Inhale, we lift that leg as we lift the back and extend again. And then exhale, hands by the foot and step that foot, the back foot down. So we're back in a lunge. Come down onto your hands and then bring the front foot back, down dog. And then we're going to switch. We're going to bring that other foot forward and then bring it back to down dog. So this is what's called a Kriya. It's one more activating and very warming exercise. We're going to try to do this with each movement, or with each breath, a movement here. We're inhaling, lengthening the back, and exhaling, settling in. We'll do that one more time on each side. And the next time you come back after your second side, come to downward dog. On an inhale, pull the belly in and bring the whole body forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Don't be afraid to use the knees if that's more integrated for you. Point the toes, downward dog upward dog or upward cobra. Exhale, down dog. Looking forward and walking or stepping forward, forward bend. Come on up with one breath. And then exhale, back to the mountain. So get ready for the second side. So we're going to take this is for most people, your less favored leg. And there's a tendency here for our hips to slide out to the side. We're going to see if we can avoid that and keep the hips both facing forward. See if you can start with that foot in the same place on this side that you had it on the other. That may or may not be the best variation for you today. Soften your eyes, soften your face, and find something that's not moving to look at. And if you can remember, cross your arms the other way. So now the other wrist is on top. Reach down through your roots as we lift up. Whoa. for tree pose. Relax the shoulders, and if you like, take Jyan Mudra, thumb and first finger touching, fountain of youth. Pulling the belly in, we reach in all directions, coming up again. Extended tree. And exhale, softening, release. Now we're going to pull that lifted leg into the body, a little release for the lower back. And we're going to bring that lifted foot back into that airplane version of Warrior Three. So the arms out wide for balance. Pull the belly in as you reach out in all directions. And then exhale, fold over the standing leg for standing split. We'll inhale, lifting the back as you lift the leg a bit more. And then exhale, step it back for that lunge again on the other side. And if you like, come onto your fingertips now, and we can take that same Kriya with the downward dog in the middle, but this time on your fingertips. And this time we'll again use the inhales to lengthen, and the exhales to settle down. And you could also do this just walking the legs, or for those of you who really want to go get it, you could also exhale and switch. So we pull in for power, and we try to land as lightly as we can. Last one there, both sides, and then step it back. Downward dog, coming down onto the whole hand as we come forward in our flow. Chaturanga, release. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good stuff. Now we're going to start with our first leg. Lift it up for three-legged dog, coming into our peak pose here. Our final warrior sequence. So we bring that back foot down. We've been here before. And lift the upper body on the strength of the legs. That little toe, especially active, reaching in the back foot, back and down. The big toe helping you ground down in the front. And this time we'll bring the arms behind the back as a nice option. It's a different way to open the shoulders. Still feeling that axial extension of your center line. And this time folding forward, bringing the upper body over that front leg for humble warrior. Again, try to keep your shoulders far from the ears. Remember your breath. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, stepping that back foot halfway forward, aligning your hips. You feel good in your hips, and that might be more wide in the back foot. We're going to take one more pyramid, keeping the arms, keeping the hands interlaced behind your back. Remember your breath. I don't care how far your nose is coming towards that knee. What I want you to feel here is nice extension in your back. So you can always bend that front knee a bit if you need to, but reach through the heel of that back foot. And from here, we'll just release the hands. Inhale, stepping forward and coming halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, forward bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, settle down. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, fold forward. And here we're just going to step that other foot back, coming into our warrior final peak sequence on the second side. So again, the feet can be in one line here, but that's not necessary. What you do want to feel is that stability through the hips. Both hips facing forward here in warrior one. Maybe arms parallel at first to relax the shoulders down. And then maybe bringing the arms behind your back And interlace the hands again the other way. That's for fun. Smiling in this pose, always a fun thing to try. And as always, reconnect to your breath. Reach that little toe back and down, keeping that knee in the front, right in the center of the heel as you fold the upper body over that front leg. Humble warrior. And you can always bring the hands closer to the back of your head, but you want to keep those shoulders connected to that upper back support. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, step that back foot halfway up for standing pyramid. Spread your toes, lengthen your back, and then fold from your hips over that front leg. One more deep breath here. And then on an inhale, bending the knee a bit, release the arms, come up halfway as you step forward. And exhale, fold forward all the way. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, settle down. Good job. I'm going to open the legs as wide as the mat, about 45 degrees out. Make sure your knees are following your toes, and if you have a block, you might want that for underneath your seat as we come into a little bit of a squat. And you could start in the squat with the hands on the ground and your hips at the height of your knees. Connect the outside of your upper arm to the inside of your knees. Pull the belly in and up. As you reach your tail down, you reach the crown of your head, reach your heart up. If you can, bring the hands in front of your heart. And reconnect here for 3 smooth, unrushed breaths. If you're using a prop, you want to gently set it to the side. And then use your hands to gently help yourself down to the ground. You start to cool things down and come all the way to the ground. Bring your feet as wide as the mat and just let the knees fall gently side to side. A nice release through the hips. We did quite a bit of our work today. It's also good for that feeling of Okay, so we're going to set the feet underneath the knees here. Coming into our bridge sequence, final sequence for today. So you want your heel right underneath your knee pit. That's where you can barely touch the back of your heel with your middle finger. And go ahead and bend your arms so that the inside of your hands is facing inwards. Hands are pointing up and the back of your head resting on the ground. Now for bridge pose and any inversion where we're bearing weight on the upper body, please do not move your head around. You want to find somewhere where it's comfortable to look in that direction and don't move your head and neck. On an inhale, push the shoulders, push the elbows and the upper arm down to lift up through your hips. And pull that belly in again. In this pose, we're reaching from our knees forward as we reach the crown of the head back, but keep those shoulders reaching down. You could stay here or bring the legs together, just a little bit more balance work. And then bring one leg up into the body, and then reach up through the bottom of that foot. The hips tend to sink here, so we'll lift the hips up again, pull the belly in, and breathe deep. And set it down. You take a little pause between sides. You can interlace the hands behind your back and set the whole body down on your arms. If that's too much for your upper body and shoulders, just release your arms by your side. And you can also bring the bottom of your feet to touch here. You might need to move the feet closer or farther away from you. Take Baddha Konasana, bound, reclined, and breathing deep. And bring your legs back up. You could start here with hip distance as you inhale coming up. You could stay there or bring the legs together with one base. And we bring that second leg, bending the knee up into the body, and then reaching the bottom of the foot up. Lifting those hips again. Everything that's reaching down is helping you lift up. Exhale, release. Go ahead and cross your hands the other way if you want to take that bind behind your back and lower your upper body, vertebra by vertebra, from the top through the middle, and then the tail, reaching down. Just a nice deep opener for the chest and the front of the shoulders. It doesn't require a lot of effort. Option to take bound feet here, Baddha Konasana, so that the soles of the feet, the inside or the bottom of the toes, and the heels touching each other. Very soulful pose. Then when you're ready, bring the legs back together, feet underneath your knees, and inhale, come up for our final bridge. This one I like to open the arms by the side. Again, you want those shoulders reaching down, but do not move the head. And then you can bring one foot and bring it by flexing the foot to the outside of that standing upper leg. So just behind the knee, you're reaching that bent leg, the lifted leg, lifting up with the hip and the groin as you reach that knee away from you. And then we'll switch. So you lift that second leg, flex the foot, and grab the outside of the upper leg, just behind the knee. And then the lift here, the opening is through the groin, through the inside of your hip. As you lift that up, see if you can reach that knee away from you. Reaching it down, breathing deep, and release. And then bring your arms out wide, hands facing up. Shoulders supported by the ground as you lower one last time, vertebra by vertebra. Fully released. Feel free to move the legs again, letting them flow, letting them wave side by side. Or feel free to open the feet wide and just let the knees rest against each other as we settle in. So we're here on our backs, and you want to find a comfortable pose for your final resting pose. And that might be any pose, really. It could even be on your side. You might want to take some more support. If you have that bolster, you might want to put it underneath your knees. Keeping a soft bend in the knees will also soften the hips, and it's a really way to support your lower back. Let your legs, if you want to take classic Shavasana, open wider than your hips, wider than hips distance apart, with the feet and the toes falling outwards. Bring your shoulder blades under your upper body. So sometimes I like to lift the upper body, bring the shoulder blades together, and then lower the upper body, resting the heart on the backs of the shoulders. Now let your hands face up with your arms by your side. If you're wearing glasses, you might want to take them off. If you're feeling cool, or if you easily get cool, it's a good time to put on another layer. Maybe rehydrate. You're feeling thirsty. So take this time and make any small or maybe even larger adjustments you need to get comfortable. Our final pose, Shavasana, is also the most important. It's really important that you take the time that you need, perhaps dimming the lights, just closing your eyes, so that you can truly and deeply settle in, so that you can fully and easily let go. And with every exhalation, give yourself permission to relax more completely. Noticing how you feel in your toes and your feet. And with your exhale, letting toes and feet relax a little more. Notice how you feel in your lower legs and knees. Exhale, softening lower legs and knees a little more. Notice upper legs, hips, and pelvis. Upper legs, hips, and pelvis, releasing. Noticing your spine and the whole torso. Spine and torso relaxing completely. Noticing your shoulders, the front of the shoulders, the tops of both shoulders, and the back side of both shoulders, softening completely. Notice that soft, easy feeling washing over your arms as you relax your upper arms and elbows, your lower arms and wrists. Allow the inside of your hands to be soft as you relax all 10 fingers. Allow the backs of your hands and arms to be heavy and relax. Notice your head, your neck, and your face. And allow the head and the neck and the face to soften a little more. Turning your attention inwards, see if you can also notice your inner organs, your tissues, relaxing. Giving your body this very important time to get quiet, to get calm. Letting everything settle in, slowing down, reconnecting to self. If you can notice the weight of your bones, and with your exhale, allow the weight of your bones to settle down a little more. See if you can notice the softness of your heart, the fullness of your lungs, and with your exhale, allow the heart and lungs to relax a little more. Notice the weight of your brain inside of your head. And allow the weight of the brain to drop. Moving more quietly, more subtly. See if you can notice the weight of your thoughts. And with your next exhalation, allow the weight of your thoughts to drop and relax.
In this quiet, relaxed space, bring your attention once again to the rise and fall of your natural breath. And for the next few moments, simply allow your full concentration to rest in the natural flow of your breath. Feel free to stay here, soft and relaxed, as long as you'd like, as long as you can make time for it. And when you're ready, in your own time, start to deepen your breath. And with this deeper breathing, the natural expansion, increased vibrations and flow of energy in you, start to wake up your physical body, starting with small movements, fingers and toes. Just let these small movements get bigger as you're ready. If you like, we could take one more stretch of the whole body. Bring your arms overhead, resting on the floor. And inhale, reaching your belly in, reach out from your center in all directions. Exhale and release. Bringing your arms by your side and letting your head roll from side to side. And bending the legs one at a time. And giving yourself a big hug. Giving yourself all your love. And then when you're ready, roll to your side, resting on your right side. Using your arm under your head, so your head and neck have support. And as you're ready, use your hands and help yourself sit up once again in any stable, comfortable seat. If you prefer height, using that. And bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Lift your heart and bow your head. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.